Have you ever been silent, surrounded by people, but feeling like inside, everything is screaming? It's strange. Life goes on. People talk. Days pass. But something inside of you simply stopped, and no one notices. You're there, but at the same time, you're not. You know what I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about ordinary sadness. I'm talking about an emptiness, a hole, a weight. It's like you've learned to walk with open wounds, but everyone just praises your strength. No one saw when you lost your spark, when you stopped waiting, when you got used to surviving. But the Holy Spirit saw, and He never got used to your pain. You may have buried so many things. You may have told yourself that you moved on, that you forgave, that you forgot. But the Holy Spirit knows what's still alive, inside. Those hurts you called experience, that coldness you called maturity, that distance from God, that you learned to mask with pretty words. But what if all of this is just a wall you built so you wouldn't feel anymore? What if the Holy Spirit wanted today to tear down every brick? What if it was now? You don't need a strong religion, nor a beautiful speech. You need to be touched, transformed, resurrected inside, because the Holy Spirit wasn't sent to give you control. He was sent to give you surrender, and that's scary. Because you'll need to let go of what you've been holding on to so tightly. Pride, traumas, reasons, justifications. And the Holy Spirit doesn't bargain. He doesn't touch halfway. When He enters, He shakes the ground. He redoes everything. And you know this. That's why you've been avoiding it. You pray, but you don't surrender. You sing, but you don't yield. You know that if you say yes, everything changes. And the fear? Fear of no longer recognizing yourself after He touches you. Fear of having to forgive what still hurts. Fear of going back to the place where you cried alone. Fear of reliving what you preferred to forget. But there is no transformation without exposure. There is no healing without an open wound. And there is no Holy Spirit where there is still resistance. You want to be filled, but you don't want to be empty first. You want to be new, but you refuse to die inside. But the Spirit only comes when control leaves. The Spirit only fills what is broken. So now, stop, breathe. Do you remember the last time you cried before God? Do you remember the last time you stayed silent and He came? Or has it been so long that you forgot what it feels like to be vulnerable? You don't need to know how to change. You just need to say, I want to. And when that want comes out true, heaven responds. Transformation doesn't start with effort. It starts with surrender, and you don't need strength. You just need to stop resisting. Do you know that feeling of carrying everything alone? The Holy Spirit wants to relieve that. Do you know that trauma that still visits you in the middle of the night? He wants to touch it. Do you know that feeling of losing faith along the way? He wants to reignite it, but He doesn't force. He waits. He's always waited, even when you pretended to be okay. Even when you lied to yourself saying, this is life. No, this isn't life. This is survival. And you weren't created to survive. You were created to be full of the Spirit. What's stopping you now? Shame? Control? Religion? Fear? Understand. He doesn't want your appearance. He wants your truth, your mess, your pain, your today. You've been carrying wounds that aren't yours. You've been fighting with weapons that no longer work. You've been searching for strength where there's no longer a source. But today, the Spirit is here. And if you stop right now, if you close your eyes and ask for nothing, just be there, whole. He comes. You can feel it. The presence. The lightness that comes without warning. The peace that can't be explained. The touch that heals what no one sees. The Holy Spirit doesn't come to entertain you. He comes to remake you. And you know you need this. Not tomorrow, not Sunday, now. You've tried everything, but true transformation was never in your hands. It's in His. And it only happens when you say, do whatever you want. That's it, nothing more. Because when the Spirit enters, the emptiness screams, the masks fall, the soul cries. But heaven touches earth, and you will never be the same. Do you want that? Write in the comments, I am light. If you want your life to reflect God's glory and love, then say it. Say it with trembling lips, with a tight heart, with words that have been held back for so long. Say what you never had the courage to say, not even to yourself. Holy Spirit, I need you. Don't say it with beauty. Say it with truth. Don't say it with control. Say it with thirst, with hunger, with desperation. Because it is not the sound of the voice that touches the sky. It is the brokenness of the heart. You have been taught to resist, to swallow your tears, to keep going even without feeling. But the Spirit does not manifest where there is emotional resistance. The Spirit pours out where there is surrender. Surrender of self, of certainties, of masks. You know that dark place inside you where even you don't want to go? It is there that He wants to make His dwelling. It's not about an event. It's about surrender, daily, silent, invisible. And I need to tell you, it's not beautiful. True spiritual transformation is painful. Because the Spirit will remove from within you everything that was placed without His will. He will expose the secret pacts you made with pain. He will pull up the roots you've already called part of your personality. It's going to be uncomfortable, because you built an altar on top of your own ruin, and the Holy Spirit will not share space with your pride. Either He reigns, or you keep trying to govern your own soul. You've been praying, but without breaking through. You've been reading, but without diving in. You've been seeking, but with reservations. And the Spirit is waiting for you to decide that it's enough. It's no longer about being strong. It's about allowing yourself to be stripped from the inside. It's about letting Him touch where it hurts, and accepting that healing begins with chaos. It's not a worship service. It's not a song. It's not a feeling. It's a place, internal, where only the Spirit enters, where only He can remake you. But for this, you'll have to stop running. You'll have to be alone with Him. And when everything is silent, you'll hear what you've tried to suppress for years. Maybe you'll realize that your faith has become a memory, that joy has turned into a performance, that the sparkle in your eyes was replaced by a show. But the Spirit isn't moved by performance. He moves in brokenness. You may have had experiences with God in the past, but what about today? What do you have today? Is there life? Is there fire? Is there surrender? Or has everything turned into a memory? The presence of the Spirit is not a reward. It's a response. For those who bow down. For those who lose everything to gain only Him. For those who say, "Take everything, but stay with me." Do you remember the last time you were left speechless before God? When you cried without knowing why? When you felt a peace so strong that the world inside you stopped? That doesn't come from formulas. That comes from hunger. Hunger for His presence. Hunger for His voice. Hunger for His glory. And I need to tell you, you won't be able to balance this with your old life. True transformation doesn't make you better. It destroys you. And then it recreates you. You can't keep the habits and have the Spirit. You can't keep the emotional addictions and have the Spirit. You can't carry fear, bitterness, resentment, and expect the Spirit to feel at home. Either you renounce or you keep pretending that everything is fine. And no, it's not about showing anything to anyone. This surrender is between you and Him. No one will see. No one will applaud. No one will understand. But heaven will move. It will start slowly. A discomfort, a restlessness, a tear you don't know where it came from. Then, an internal silence, a deep desire to disappear from everything and be alone with God. And then, brokenness. You'll start to feel what you once ignored. You'll remember what you suppressed. You'll cry for sins you had forgotten. You'll feel shame, but at the same time, you'll feel love. A love that doesn't demand, doesn't accuse, doesn't condemn. This is the Spirit, who reveals you to heal you, who exposes you to cure you, who confronts you to set you free. You might try to explain, but you won't be able to, because it's deep, it's intimate, it's His. You are being called to die, to truly resurrect, and you known. This won't happen at an event. It will start now, in your consciousness, in your hunger, in your surrender. There's no background music. There's no applause. There's only you and Him. And that's enough. It's everything. Do you want it? Write in the comments. I trust the Holy Spirit. If you believe He is in control of all things, so stay. Don't try to run. Don't try to explain. Don't try to defend yourself. Stay in the place where it hurts. Stay where you lost control. Stay where the Spirit is touching you right now. Because as long as you try to get out of this with arguments, you'll keep sinking deeper into an endless cycle. But when you stop and allow yourself to be hurt by the presence, healing will begin. It's not emotionalism. It's real. It's supernatural. It's the answer to that silent question you've carried for years. Is there still hope for me? There is. But it's not an easy path. It's not fast. It's not pretty. It's surrender. True spiritual transformation never starts with glory. It starts with dust, with internal collapses, with sleepless nights, with suffocated screams. Have you ever found yourself praying without words, just with your heart imploding inside? Have you ever felt ashamed to try to come back because you think you've gone too far? The Holy Spirit is not impressed by distance. He is not frightened by darkness. He enters where no one else dares to enter. But He needs to be desired. He needs to be called. You need to say, Holy Spirit, I can't live like this anymore. And if that is truly how you feel, He will come, not with answers, but with presence, the presence that changes everything, without saying a word. The presence that undoes emotional addictions, that breaks down walls, that raises up ruins, that rekindles the extinguished flame. You've grown used to the cold, to the silence, to the absence, but the Holy Spirit will not accept to be remembered only in desperation. He wants to be companionship. He wants to be everything. And perhaps, without realizing it, you've traded that for distraction, for empty activism, for a spiritual routine that numbs you but doesn't transform you. But now, it's different, because now He is calling you. Not for a moment, but for a life. You will have to say goodbye to your old version, the one that survives with pride, the one that depends on compliments, the one that hides behind masks. It will hurt, because you built that version to protect yourself. But you can't wear armor and be full of the Spirit. The Spirit does not touch what you still try to control. He only acts where there is complete surrender. And you know that there are parts of you that have never been touched by God. Hidden parts, locked parts, too wounded to trust again. But today, He is knocking on those inner doors, not with force, with patience, with truth. He knows the name of every trauma. He knows the exact moment you shut yourself off. He was there, even when you thought you were alone. You were never alone. Never. That forgotten tear, that pain you swallowed, that silent cry, heaven heard, and is answering now. Deep spiritual transformation is not magic. It's a miracle. And miracles require faith. Faith to let go. Faith to say yes even while trembling. Faith to believe that the Spirit can still dwell in you. You may think you're not enough. You may feel too weak, too wounded, too far gone. But the Spirit doesn't look for strength. He looks for space. If you open up, if you stop fighting, if you let go of everything you've been holding on to out of fear, He will enter, and everything will change. Maybe not on the outside, maybe no one will notice right away, but on the inside, something will begin. A flame, a different tear, an inexplicable desire to be silent before God. You will feel it when it's real, because you won't want to leave His presence. You won't want to go back to the same place. You won't accept living half-heartedly anymore. You were made for fullness, for continuous presence, for the dwelling of the Spirit. Don't settle for less. Don't accept a superficial relationship with God. Don't accept a gospel without fire, without the cross, without sacrifice, without transformation. You were called to be a temple. A temple doesn't just visit the presence. A temple carries the presence. But for that, you will need to die to yourself, die to fame, to image, to control, to reason. There is no glory where vanity still exists. There is no presence where pride is. There is no fire where everything is calculated. Are you ready to lose everything? To be rejected? Forgotten? To seem weak in everyone's eyes? But be strong before God? Because this is the price, this is the way, and this is the calling, not to do, but to be a dwelling, to be an altar, to be a living surrender. The Spirit is here, and you know, you feel, something is moving inside of you. Don't ignore, don't delay, don't run away. Respond, now. Write in the comments, "Come with your fire, Holy Spirit." If you wish to burn with love and faith for the Lord, be still, be alone, don't say anything. Just allow Him to touch. Don't try to understand. Don't try to feel. The presence of the Spirit is not a sensation. It's a deeper reality than understanding. He is here, now, even if you don't feel it, even if it seems the same, even if nothing outside has changed. Inside, something has already begun. Because the Holy Spirit doesn't wait for the environment to change to act. He changes you in the middle of the chaos, in the middle of the confusion, in the middle of the desert. You don't need to leave where you are. You don't need to fix everything. You just need to surrender. This stillness, this tightness in your chest, this urge to cry without reason. It's Him, and you tried to ignore it for so long. You tried to fill it with voices, with distractions, with religiosity. But now there's nowhere left to run. You've been found. You know that pain you called weakness? It was thirst. Thirst for His presence. Thirst for a touch that wasn't human. Thirst for something the world cannot give. The Holy Spirit never gave up on you. Even when you gave up, even when you walked away, even when you sank. You haven't fallen so far that He can't lift you. You haven't run so far that He can't reach you. You haven't sinned so much that He can't forgive you. Transformation begins when you stop trying to fix yourself and start surrendering. You've been holding on to too many things, too many wounds, too many expectations, and now there's no more room for His presence. Let go. Clear the space. Make room. The Spirit doesn't invade. He waits. He looks into your eyes, gently, and asks, "Can I come in?" And everything depends on that, on your response, on your yes. You don't need to promise anything. You don't need to understand everything. You don't need to change first. You just need to say, yes, and He will do the rest. He cleans what's dirty. He restores what's broken. He brings life where there was only memory. You weren't called to maintain appearances. You were called to carry glory. And glory doesn't fit in someone who is still protecting themselves from pain. You'll need to go back in time. You'll need to look within. You'll have to unearth memories you've avoided. But it's not to suffer again. It's to be healed. The Spirit doesn't ignore your marks. He transforms them. He turns tears into testimonies, silence into voice, wounds into authority. You thought it was over, that what you lived through was all. But the glory of the second house will be greater than the first, if you let it. And this doesn't happen quickly. The presence doesn't rush. Healing doesn't shout. It whispers. You know that silence that seems empty? It's the ground of reconstruction. You were broken on the outside, to be healed on the inside. And this isn't the end. It's the beginning. The start of something that can't be described, only lived, only experienced in the secret place. You'll begin to notice. Your prayer will change. Your gaze will change. The tone of your voice will change. The world won't understand. But you'll know. It was the Spirit. Because where He touches, everything moves, even when it seems like nothing is happening. That's why you feel this restlessness. It's not discouragement. It's the cry of the soul for more of God, more of His presence, more of His essence, and there is no other way. There is no substitute. There is no shortcut. The only way to live this transformation is by throwing yourself into His arms, with no guarantees, with no reservations, with no logic. You will cry, you will doubt, you will fall, but you will rise, full of the Spirit, full of glory, full of the peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. And when that happens, you will never want to go back. Because after tasting the real presence, nothing else satisfies. You weren't created to seek miracles. You were created to be a dwelling, and the dwelling carries presence. Wherever you go, something will change, not because you are perfect, but because you are full. And that's what the Spirit wants today. Not your performance, your surrender. Are you still holding on? Are you still rationalizing? Or have you decided to step out? Because He is here, now, waiting, ready. And everything can begin with a simple decision. Holy Spirit, I surrender. Write in the comments, Holy Spirit, welcome. If you want to open your heart to the divine presence. And when you say this, don't expect to feel something extraordinary. Maybe there will be silence. Maybe nothing will happen on the outside, but on the inside, something begins to break. It's not about goosebumps. It's not about emotion. It's about truth. A decision so deep that the heavens bend to listen. The Holy Spirit responds to brokenness, not to performance, not to the aesthetics of faith, but to the raw sincerity of someone tired of carrying a weight they were never meant to carry. You've spent too much time trying to look strong, trying to solve everything by your own strength, trying to hold on to a faith that no longer touches anything. But now, it's time to let go. Let go of the need to understand. Let go of the fear of being exposed. Let go of the logic you've tried to use to protect yourself from God. Because God doesn't want to convince you. He wants to invade you. He wants to pour life where only survival remained. And the Spirit only comes when you let go of everything. Have you noticed? How many times has the Spirit called you, and you refused? Out of pride, out of fear, out of wounds still burning. But even so, He keeps calling, not with accusation, but with love, a love you won't find anywhere else. A love that accepts you as you are, but loves you too much to leave you as you are. This love is fire. It doesn't destroy you. It destroys what's killing you inside. You feel it now. It's not just a word. It's an urgency, as if something is about to break. And it is. The Holy Spirit is surrounding you, not to trap you, but to set you free. How many times have you silently cried, waiting for a touch? How many times have you said, God, if you are still with me? How many times have you thought you lost everything? But you didn't lose. You were just on the path to reconstruction. The deep transformation of the Spirit is not something measured by time. It's something revealed through brokenness. The more you break, the more He remakes you. And no, it's not pretty at first. It's painful. It's silent. It's slow. But it's real. And it will never let you be the same. You can return to your routine. You can try to live like before. You can distract yourself with everything that binds you on the outside. But inside, you've already been marked. You've already been touched. You already know there's more. And the Spirit won't let you settle again. He will keep calling you until everything in you says, I surrender. Not out of obligation, not out of fear, but because the time has come. You are at the boundary between what is human and what is eternal. At the boundary between continuing to survive or beginning to live. Don't look back. Don't seek explanations. Don't try to negotiate. The Holy Spirit doesn't want a space. He wants everything. He wants to enter the locked rooms, the silenced traumas, the muffled screams, the prayers that never left your mouth but tore you apart inside. He saw every time you tried to move on and couldn't, every time you smiled and cried afterward, every time you stayed silent when everything inside was screaming for help. Now, it's time to respond. You can keep going as you are, or you can allow Him to destroy everything that was built outside of His presence. This is not a renovation. It's a reconstruction. And He reconstructs those who are willing to see what is broken, those who stop pretending, those who face their own pain, with open eyes and a torn heart. This is the deep transformation. When you stop resisting and let the Spirit take His place, you will feel it, a lightness that doesn't come from rest, a peace that doesn't come from the absence of problems, a voice that doesn't speak loudly, but will never leave from within. His presence is not something you visit. It is something that dwells within you. And when it enters, it changes everything. You love differently. You pray differently. You wait differently. You suffer differently. Because now, you know, you are not alone. You never were. And if today you say yes, this will be the day that heaven will record as the beginning of everything. Not the beginning of perfection, but the beginning of transformation. The one time cannot erase, the one words cannot explain, but the soul recognizes. Are you ready? Then stay, remain, be still, and let the Spirit remake you. Because those who surrender completely live the impossible of God. Write in the comments, Holy Spirit, illuminate my path, if you believe He is the light in the midst of darkness. And when you least expect it, you'll realize that what once weighed you down is no longer on your shoulders, not by strength, not by skill, but because the Spirit carried it with you, because He entered. And where He enters, the burden falls. No, you won't leave untouched. You'll leave sensitive. You'll leave with tears in your eyes and peace in your steps. You'll leave with scars, but now, scars of glory, scars from what was conquered inside. The Holy Spirit never came to make you important. He came to make you dependent. Because the greatest strength is knowing you can't do it without Him. The greatest freedom is when you stop seeking approval and begin to live by His presence. True transformation doesn't happen when everything around you changes. It happens when you change within, even if the world stays the same. Now you carry something that can't be bought, something that can't be produced, something that can't be taught. Presence. The presence of the Spirit within you is what changes the atmosphere. It's what answers questions without words. It's what silences fears. It's what holds you up when no one understands. You may have entered this place full of guilt, full of shame, full of doubts, but the Spirit never looked at you with condemnation. He always looked at you with compassion. You fell? He saw, but He also extended His hand. You failed? He knows, but He never left. You stayed silent, but He still waited for the moment when you would make room. Real room, not programmed, not religious. Real room, like right now. Breathe, feel, don't rush back. Stay in this place where you don't need to prove anything. You are no longer the same person who started this journey. And maybe you still don't see everything, but you already know something has been removed. Something has been touched. Something has been transformed. This is just the beginning, because the Holy Spirit doesn't touch by chance. Where He begins, He finishes. Where He enters, He dwells. And now, you are His house. Not a house for events, a house for permanence. Every decision from here on will carry that touch. Every word, every glance, every silence. Because when you are truly transformed, nothing is common anymore. Nothing is just routine. Everything becomes spiritual. Everything becomes eternal. What the Spirit started in you, no one can erase. Not time, not failure, not fear, not doubt. You won't lose this, because now, it no longer depends on you. It depends on the presence you've chosen to remain. So guard it, protect it, value it. Don't return to the empty life you had before. Don't get distracted by what has no life. Don't trade what you've received for nothing, because what you've received is everything. The Holy Spirit, present, real, eternal. You have been transformed, and nothing and no one can change that. Write in the comments, Holy Spirit, flood my life. If you desire to be filled with the glory of God, share this blessed video so it can touch and help others just like you and me. Want to deepen your faith and prayer life? Download our exclusive ebook on how to strengthen your spirituality today. The link is in the comments below. Don't forget to click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for being part of our faith community. If you wish to support our channel a little more, consider becoming a member of our channel. I leave here 2 more videos for you to continue your spiritual search and growth in faith. Thank you, and may God bless everyone. See you soon.